It's gonna be the real killer, isn't it? The guy I saw in the little opening cutscene? Yeah, that's the man. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Peaslabun Andestandin's the name. I'm like Temple's head monk. Can you dig? Peace, love, and understanding. Yeah, peace, love, and understanding. That. Okay, that's what his name is based on. Oh, if it isn't Instructor Understanding, you're the eyewitness? Instructor? Not only is Mr. Understanding Temple's head monk, but he's also a renowned Damalan expert. Sorry to have to ask, but what's a Damalan? Is it that instrument? Check it! Here she is, my sweet serenader, my one and only. Groovy, right? But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother. Okay, so he was playing at the Dance of Devotion. This is going on for longer than I think is necessary. That's a song from the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. The Song of Ceremony. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig? The Song of Ceremony, the song that was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, Holy Mother, may the righteous sounds of my Damalan serve as my offering to you. Wonderful. A great performance as always. This is my thing, you know? My bag. I make instruments speak, baby. By the by, Magistry Pops. No Damalan class today? No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime. Thanks to the lawyer over there. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalan lesson? Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust the lawyer, man. But transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen. Yeah, man, that was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding? That's right, brother. This here's the one and only treasure box key. And I keep it on me at all times. Can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to head monk at Temple. The Magatama key, huh? Okay. I know someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever going to face Her Holiness again? Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb. Why do I always get the far out ones? Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room? You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? To bring justice against the transgressor, man? Yes, of course, I'll do all I can. In the name of Her Holiness, I vow to sing, naught but the truth I swear to bring. Hit me! Alright, just fucking deck him in the face. That wasn't that funny. Witness testimony. What I saw, baby. After the morning dance of devotion... He's singing it. I'm not gonna sing it. To go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Don't you know, my chamber's on the way? To the temple's treasure room. Hey, hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear, if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. Before the blackout, one other than Roll. Only Albie to the treasure room did stroll. Nice gimmick you got there. Tell me I was hallucinating just now. Like, can you believe Mr. Roll bit the big one after that? Harsh, man. I share your sentiment. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Anderson? What? You found the body as well? Well, he is a key witness. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job, you feel me? I see. The breakers are in the first floor hallway, in front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harsh my mellow. Knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. And it was like, whoa, man. There was poor Mr. Roll dead as a doornail. In the interval between the end of the dance of devotion and the blackout, the only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Understanding's unassailable account is what led to the accused's arrest. Hold it. Is it possible that the murder took place before the end of the dance of devotion? I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance. He was? Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo of that morning's dance of devotion, taken by a tourist. My, what graceful dancing. No one's hear the sound of Mr. Understanding's dommel now. Hey, that's a different instrument. Payne's right. There's Mr. Roll on duty. Never underestimate the incredible Payne. So in addition to Rafer's insights, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? Okay. As head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids. Like family. Can you dig it? I should have taught I'll be better, man. Before Her Holiness, the Holy Mother. Oh, Albie, confess your sins, my young brother. Head monk understanding. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, so I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. What? Bogus, little man. Faith is weak like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Spare the rod, hey baby. Spoil the child, not maybe. I'm already getting a little tired of this singing gimmick. Her Holiness is magnanimous, son. You confess your guilt. She'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose she could forgive him in this realm first. Defense, please begin your cross-examination. Alright. Did I see an issue here? After the morning dance of devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. That is around noon. Murder weapon. Okay. Just had to take a look at the evidence. It is on the way. To the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. For the blackout, one other than Roll and Albie to the treasure room did stroll. I didn't notice any inconsistencies in his testimony. Looks like I'm going to have to press his statements to draw out more information. Alright, thanks for that hint, Phoenix. That's what we'll do. Okay, I can press spacebar to get to the end of it quicker. I have a question. Lay it on me, man. How dare you interrupt the performance of the great Peace, Love, and Understanding? I was really enjoying that. Sorry, but, you know, there's something about that name I can't put my finger on. What's so funny about Peace, Love, and Understanding? You had a question for me, brother? You were playing something during the Dance of Devotion, weren't you? You know it, baby. I was playing my beautiful girl right here. This Domelin. No, you weren't. In offering to Her Holiness, I play the music and the singers sing the song of ceremony. Mr. Understanding's playing is the best in the kingdom. It must please Her Holiness greatly. Now then, could you continue with your testimony, Mr. Understanding? For the Holy Mother, I keep on truckin'. This Domelin still needs some pluckin'. Could you please point out one more time where your chamber is located? Yeah, man, no sweat. My chamber is on the way from the performance hall to the treasure room. So anyone going to the treasure room would have to pass by Understanding's chamber. Give Peace Lubin a chance. Q? Even from inside your chamber, you can still hear what's going on outside? Temple is a groovy old building built from Mother Nature's finest. You can hear a pin drop through the wooden walls, you dig? In an old building like that, I guess the walls must be pretty thin. And that's how Mr. Understanding could know the culprit's movements. It's all thanks to the Holy Mother's divine protection. Right on, my man. I dedicate this testimony to Her Holiness. There's the only one. How could you tell it was Albie just from the sound of some footsteps? Albie is practically family, man. Smooth groove of his shoes are easy to pick out. But how do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man. I saw him with my own 2 eyes. You saw him? In the treasure room. This you can believe. My peepers peeped the sneaky sneak Albie. And tell us where it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would. Why are you all getting in on the gimmick now? When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. From my window, I can see the window of the first floor hallway, across the courtyard, you dig? And through that window, I saw Albie walking into the treasure room. Should I have him add this statement to his testimony? Yeah, add it. Go ahead. Could you please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Understanding? You got it, brother. Through the window, I did spy a little Albie with my own eye. Is there any issue with that? I can't tell. How can you be so sure that nobody else was there? Well, man, you lawyers are as uptight as they say. Isn't it possible that someone else could have snuck past? The answer, my friend, is squeaky wooden floorboards, baby. They make such a racket, not even the quietest cat could sneak by me, you dig? Yes, that makes sense. And all of that just now was simply more of the attorney's unfounded suspicions, I see. That's the truth, baby. That's all that I sing. The truth is all, it's everything. Words of wisdom, words of truth. Baby tooth, forsooth, phone booth. Judge, you're not very good at this. Much thanks to Mr. Understanding. Let's bring an end to defense grandstanding. You're not stopping me until my client goes free. Wait a minute. Why am I singing? Right on. Even the lawyer's joining in, baby. Everybody's starting to feel the groovy vibe of my far-out rhythm. I refuse to let him run this show. I think I found the flaw I've been looking for. I understand it was in his chamber on the 2nd floor, but there was something that definitely should have been blocking his view. Okay, do I think I have to just present the map? Because I don't see anything else that could be the issue? The music's continuing. Something odd about the witness's statement. This is the evidence that yeah, okay, I got it wrong. The only thing odd I find here is your objection. I hope this will help you change your ways. That didn't go very well. Then what? What could be the issue? That can't be it. I don't see anything there. Whoops. Wrong button. My bad. Doing a growing number of thefts on temple will be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's Dance of Devotion. Okay. I should have read that. I should have read that sooner. That's my bad. There's something off about that, Mr. Understanding. My music is off? I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this vibe ain't topping the charts where you're from. What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz? Soul? There's nothing wrong with my ears, witness. It's not quite right with your eyes. Mr. Understanding, you've been lying to this court. Now, why would I lie? I got nothing to hide. Incorrect. I saw that opening cutscene. Truth and truth alone is all I sing. Lying, y'all? Nah, lying ain't my thing. I contend otherwise. You recognize this object, Mr. Understanding? It's a temple notice, man. What of it? In this notice, the following instruction to the temple monks is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's Dance of Devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? I'm talking about the fact that from your chamber, you couldn't have seen anyone going into the treasure room through those shutters. Gah! Now he's sweating. Looks like you didn't get the memo. No way. I don't believe it, man. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? Let's see. Something, something, will, something, for, something, something. Is that your idea of reading? I'm not so hot at reading Koreanese, man. I usually get one of the other monks to read stuff for me, you know? Doesn't that make your duties as head monk a little difficult? Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved to this country 6 months ago. That's quite recent, isn't it? So, how did someone who's only been here 6 months become head monk of a temple? How little you understand. Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been an adherent of Cryanism for 3 months myself. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country. Or was it the fact that there were no lawyers here that spoke to you, Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness's teachings spoke to me, too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know why Payne suddenly became a believer in Cryanism, but could Understanding have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer, too? Mr. Understanding, were you really in your chamber as you claim? What? Hey, be chill, brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else? Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you spouting now? According to Mr. Understanding's testimony, he saw Albie with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albie from somewhere else? Well... Do you have a theory, Defense? Do you know where Mr. Understanding was, if not in his chamber? If he wasn't in his room, then... If Albie had gone down the hallway towards the treasure room... There are only a few places he could have seen Albie from. Now, I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albie going towards the treasure room. What then? Defense proposes this is the only place he could have been to see Albie go down that hall. I would assume near the breaker. Like right there. There? But you just suggested earlier that that's where the true culprit might have been. True. But no matter how I look at it, this is the only place Understanding could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Mr. Understanding of being the true culprit in this case? Yeah. Yeah, balls to the wall, we're accusing this man. Yes, Your Majesty. I contend there's a strong possibility this witness is the murderer. I saw the opening cutscene. I saw it, I know what I saw. It was this man right here. How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticize her benevolence's insights, now you accuse the head monk of murder? I know, this courtroom's having quite the day. This is the only place the witness could have been. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind, and moved his body to the treasure room. That's nothing but groundless conjecture. And there's one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument? During that argument, it was suggested that Albie used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. That's right, and what of it? Well, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head monk of the temple to get a hold of the treasure. What? What? You joshing me, man? The key to the treasure box has been passed down from head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure? You can't possibly be serious. Does this mean you're claiming that Mr. Understanding's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him too close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court, so clearly he isn't above lying. Didn't you swear to the Holy Mother that naught but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question. This is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what this lawyer will say? I mean, lie is such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake? Enough with the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor. You're just embarrassing yourself, man. What was that, Mr. Understanding? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something I can't forgive. You called my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. And nobody gets away with that. Uh-oh. He's gone phase 2. What on earth? That music! It's making my ears bleed! Where'd you get those speakers? Did he just have those in his pocket? He doesn't even have pockets. This is the music of my soul. Death to the lawyer! Well, that's not very nice. I'm the Twilight Messenger. Can't you tell? Gonna take this lion lawyer straight to hell. That bodes well for me. He's dripping with lies, running with Philistines. I'm gonna send that lawyer to the guillotines. I mispronounced both of those, but we're just gonna roll with it. And now for something completely different. That plankety-plunk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Your rage. Isn't the real source of your anger having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it's because you drove me to it. All sniffing around and suspicious and throwing out false accusations. Sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job. Yeah, well, lawyers are crap. Keep making noise, and I'll have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise? Hey, so you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do you? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. This is going well. Savage, right? Sweating bullets, ain't you? I'm having a phenomenal time in this courtroom right now. Screams of my soul are gonna make a mosh pit out of this peanut gallery. Did he really just win the court over with that performance? Yo, geezer, I got something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul. I call this chart topper Soul Screaming Truth. Yeah, whatever you say, man. This has been going on for a while, but I feel like if I stop now, I'm gonna end up with like a really short second episode. So we're just gonna go until this chapter's over. Soul Screaming Truth. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom, my way I did wend. Death truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. You can't just rhyme the same word twice in a row. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw a pat roll. After Albie, he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom, can't be beat. Then out went the power, ticket to midnight, bleaker than black's black, robbing all sight. You done? Yeah, baby, let that soul metal flow. Okay. What is that music? I've never heard anything like it. And it's so fast, it's making my head spin. This is Domo and Metal. That's great. Hey, yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music. But I've got chills and they're multiplying. Heh, you scared, warrior man? Run away fast as you can. What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, Mr. Understanding, what did you go to the music storeroom for? Hey, I went to put my Domo away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the right. But then why did you lie before? Because you'd send me to hell. Huh? We all know about lawyers and the lying lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I didn't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? He's right, that's so would have happened. Now I see why that Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me crying? Yeah, you said it. Man, this gallery sucks. Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? Phoenix, have you seen the rest of your career? No. Are you punks ready to rock or what? Well, didn't know this courtroom was going to turn into a concert hall. I can't hear you. I said you ready to teach this lying lawyer how we do things around here? Who asked you? Alright, then I'm gonna lay it on you one more time. Bring the truth of my soul. Okay. Soul Screaming Truth. Yep. Priestess's dance coming to an end. Yeah, it's true. Okay, it will not, like, let me skip through things quickly on the first way through. Trying from behind, hounded the center saw Pat roll. After Albie, he went. I only understood about half of what this guy's saying. I suppose I should press his statements, but I'm really not looking forward to it. What do you mean by that? You say you went to the music storeroom. But how do we know you didn't go to the treasure room to steal the treasure instead? And on what grounds would you base that accusation? Got anything to show for it? He's right. I don't really have any proof, and yet... Well, you can't prove that you didn't go to the treasure room either. Nice. You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran into the music storeroom. Isn't that right? Why do I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction? Probably because you are. The silence is your answer, lawyer man. This audience knows the score. Just what we needed. A moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country? I said it before and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music storeroom. So what exactly do you mean by death truth? It's the blade of truth that's gonna send your lawyer's soul to hell. A sea of blood will be the last thing you ever see. I'm not sure I want to get what he's saying. I don't expect a bobblehead like you to understand. Either you get it and you feel it, or you don't. Simple as that. Okay. How did Albie appear at the time? Come to think of it, he was glancing around all shifty-like. You could tell he was up to no good. Shady, I tell ya. What's that saying about people who live in glass houses? Well, he was about to steal the treasure, so it only stands to reason he'd look furtive. The defendant admitted he was sneaking in to see the treasure box. Wouldn't that be why he was looking around? What's that, people? Only the Holy Mother knows the truth, you say? Bzz, wrong. Peaslobin knows the score, baby. From my lips to our Holy Mother's ear, an artist only sings what he saw there. In other words, my reasoning isn't good enough for Godboy here. What did you see next, Mr. Understanding? I forgot to give him the right voice. Something tells me this is going to be a spectacular waste of time, but what do you mean by hound on the scent? What? You don't get it? It's always the same, y'all. Lyrics questioned without mercy. The more famous the song, the greater the controversy. It wasn't your lyrical sense I was questioning. I say hound on the scent like a hunting dog, 'cause, you know, Roll was a guard, and... Uh-oh. Here we go. The inspiration came to me suddenly like a flash, and... that's okay. You don't have to explain your lyrics anymore. Hey, you're the one who asked. I knew I shouldn't have asked. Mr. Understanding, you're still on the stand, so please stick to your testimony. You can explain your lyrics to me later in Domelin class. Fine, have it your way, geezer. The show must go on. Slash and thrash. What exactly were you doing in the music storeroom? Okay, he's got to shred for a second first. There! Get the picture? Picture? What picture? Mr. Understanding is requesting that you not ask him the same thing over and over. Hey, geezer, you got it in one. Take a bow, baby. How the heck did he understand that? What was I doing in the music storeroom, you ask? I already told you. I was taking care of my partner in crime, getting ready to put her away. But see, would you believe it? Where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at that time? The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway? You were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from his patrol of the treasure room. Now that he'd discovered that the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him. Lawyer man, just as always, so full of bull. Spewing noxious lies and pulling the wool. Filthy liar through and through, and I ain't never ever gonna forgive you. That's great, man. Utter lies with no evidence. As always, his claims are just tenuous. Hey, nice, prosecutor. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Someone stop their jam session, please. Yeah, I'm getting tired of it too. Your assertion's clear, Defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantiated. That's not good. What's so funny, Peaslub and understanding? Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under cover of darkness. You're forgetting one very important thing. It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design. Oh, that's right. About that. It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him. You're right. Even I would notice someone coming up behind me. Well, Defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Well, maybe not magically, but... Wait, that's it. Yeah, he would have been right next to the breaker. I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen. No magic necessary. What? You have a theory, Defense? All you had to do was make use of something shown on this diagram. It should be rather obvious. It was the breaker. The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? Gnurk. Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. And why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Rowe and hit him? In pitch black darkness, with no source of light whatsoever? Is that what you're saying? With the lights off, that hallway is blacker than 100 midnights. Unless you have a glow-in-the-dark treasure box. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim, like the accused. I hate when he's right. I can't just let his point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide? A guide through the darkness? Something that's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this room with a half-baked hunch like that, bro. You gotta hit him hard, really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby, woo! Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either. But in a trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. I don't know what this guy's going on about. It went phase 2, pulled out speakers from nowhere, plugged his guitar in. No idea how he did any of that. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, Defense. Uh-oh. What do I do? Can you present to us something that could have served as a guide through the darkness? Yeah, the fucking box that glows in the dark, probably because of uranium? Yes, I can. Because there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you have, Defense. What could the victim have been holding that served as a guide through the darkness? The glow-in-the-dark box. Sorry, that was the wrong button. I pressed Q, but I should have pressed R. Wait, the victim was holding the treasure box. Huh? Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Because he stole it, you dumbass! Have you forgotten what I was going on about for the past 10 minutes? Oh, well, because... I guess it's as good as mine. What is this lawyer talking about? Nonsense and lies yet again. Oh, sorry, did they say the victim was holding the... Is there no way to win them over? Let me go back. Okay, they said the victim held the treasure box. Okay, I, for some reason, just, like, ignored the word victim entirely. My bad. But, I mean, the point could still stand, that the victim could still have been holding the treasure box. Defense? Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty. Yeah, man, do it, do it. Then we can jam out his lawyer's shrieks of pain. Better get those screams of agony out now, lawyer man, while you still have a tongue to scream with. I don't think the tongue is really involved in screaming. I guess I'd better come up with a reason. No pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box, it can easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have had to be holding that treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was... I would assume the thief. That makes the most sense. It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon. It just might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello? Defense? Are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? The thief? Ha ha ha! What kind of bull are you spewing now? Your Magistrate, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense. And it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. That's when he ran into Albie. But then he ran into Albie on the Great Stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled his gun on Albie. Then, when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark, and how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Then the question becomes, why would understand and kill Roll? Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you lost it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple? That devout believer? That pious Koreanist? I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty. Really? In that case, can we assume you have proof? Uh-oh. Proof, huh? Do I have any proof? But I can't back down now. Yes, I have proof. In my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence, and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. I need proof. Something that would have been involved with the theft. And that might still have some trace evidence left on it. What proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? Would it be this photo? Because there is blood on the treasure box, but like that wouldn't be... Would it be his hand? Let's try the photo? Okay, no, it was not that photo. My only guess is that it would be the box itself. It's gotta be something that might still hold some trace of it being touched. If it was a thief, what's something you would have touched? Okay, yeah, it's the treasure box itself. Yeah, whatever. It would be the treasure box itself. The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it. Might? You'd better hope you turn up something more definitive than that, defense. Yes, sir, Your Majesty. There's also the fact that it was forced open, which Understanding wouldn't have had to do because he had the key. Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box. There you are, defense. To examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point would be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shields. I have to find something. I just have to. Now, to make sure I remember how to do this... Oh my god, did they bring back forensics from the extra chapter of the first game? Holy shit. I can rotate the evidence with up, left, down, right. I can also use B and M to zoom in and out to get a better look. If I ever get too turned around, I can always use reset N to return things to this initial state. Search every inch of this box carefully, and examine anything of interest in detail with the space. Okay, so what can I examine? The lock? The blood? No, the blood shouldn't be unusual. Hang on. No, that wouldn't help. I'm gonna assume it's the lock. Hang on, right, examine. This is the lock. It was forced open. I don't really see anything else of note about it. Okay, so not the lock. Sorry, these controls are a little bit confusing. What's that? The lid of the box was forced open, but while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. I'll try closing the lid, too. Hey! What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can. No sweat. Oh, he can't, can he? Why is there a bucket load dripping off of you over there? I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key. So wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? Huh? It won't open. Would you look at that? The thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really? Because I'm not so sure about that. In any case, I'd better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding this box. This lid is really shut tight. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get it open. I can't budge it no matter how hard I try. Oh, the butterfly? There's a butterfly relief here. I've seen the same butterfly shape here and they're all over Khura'in. Interesting. I guess it doesn't really help me prove anything. This? Oh, it's a hand mark. This bloodstain. It shows the outline of a hand. Looking for? I didn't even notice. Your Majesty, take a look at that. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really? Let me see it. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound splattered across his hand and onto the box. Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his lawyerly deceit. What do you mean? Hehehe. Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? Whoops, sorry. Touched the microphone. What? I should have seen this coming. It's in the photo. He has blood on his hand, in the photo. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead. That I did not see coming. Good lord, dude. Well, defense, how about it? Do you have proof that the outline is of the victim's hand? Where would the proof of something like that even be? The crime scene photo, dingus. Please submit your evidence at this time. What evidence shows that the outline? Yeah. It's the photo. Right here. I've got it. This is the evidence that's going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do? It's right here in this crime photo. It is? Where? Defense, please point it out. This is the longest tutorial case in the history of Ace Attorney. What proves that the bloodstain outline is on the box is that of the victim's hand, you ask? Is this one. Right here. Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. You really get on in there. See this? That's blood. What? If we place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline, blood in his hand would complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious. I didn't give him the right voice. I'm getting everything mixed up. I've been recording for too long. Give me 1 second. I need to drink water. I protest. There's no way they would ever match up. Well, then you shouldn't have a thing to be worried about, should you? I assert that it's patently impossible for... Ow! What'd you do? Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like he just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or are you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why, you... That's a very fancy gavel, by the way. I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, your majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future, too, if you wouldn't mind. He never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so the thing Mr. Roll would say to me... Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. Yeah. He was probably warning you not to end up a thief. Mr. Roll... Now wait just 1 minute. If the victim was the thief and he was holding the treasure box, then that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. Oh, that's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it? Unless you assume the murder weapon wasn't the box. If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The real murder weapon was something else? The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as the weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding when he was struck with the real weapon. That's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Understanding? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming. Please don't. Please don't. I'm really tired of your songs. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. It's the other guitar. Pathetic lawyer man drop into the abyss. Because he had a different guitar. Okay, that's kind of impressive. Despicable lawyer man, you make me sick. You could disappear just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man done in by a weapon. For you, miserable wretch, hell doth beckon. Yeah. Okay. It's the other guitar, because he had a different one in the photo of the performance. I know I don't need to remind you, defense. That your life is on the line. I know your Majesty. Yet you're prepared to risk it on the mere idea of a real murder weapon? Yeah, and, to the lawyer, whatever. Yeah, we've been over this before. You can stop the gimmick now. This is it. The moment of truth. I can't back down, not now. Yes, your Majesty, I am. I'm confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist. That's a bold claim. Let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to the real murder weapon. Gladly. If I knew which one it was. And used to bludgeon someone. Guitar. Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court. Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon you say I used. Boom. It's that one, because he had an entirely different guitar. Which I'm surprised nobody pointed out. But to present is really nothing more than a possibility. But this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance of devotion. That photo? How is that going to help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Oh yeah? And what's this something, This thing here is odd, to say the least. It is... this. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Sorry, E and R are right next to each other. Mr. Understanding, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your Domelin was your one and only. Well, Mr. Understanding, what do you have to say to that? I got nothing to say. Then allow me to answer for you. They're different, because the one in the photo is no longer in playable Jesus Christ, that expression on his face. Not after you use it to bludgeon Mr. Rold to death. Ooh, we got him now. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along, that's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old Domelin to this court as evidence. Too bad. You're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. You what? Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. No! He's already destroyed the evidence? And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash. Now there's no proof to show. Oh, come on. That was pathetic. Your agony could sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But, Your Majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Understanding is the murderer is no more than conjecture. Ugh. Hehehe. There's the pained expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accused Mr. Understanding of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Understanding's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Ah! Yeah, that's, I did mention that earlier. Great point, prosecutor, you tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him, now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. Sounds to me like Mr. Understanding has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good, not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive for taking on this case. But if Roll had the treasure box, you still can't convict Albie. Because he didn't have it. Oh, what do I do? The murder weapon's been destroyed, and now I've got no motive. Poor Albie will be convicted, and I'll lose my life, too. Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with lèse-majesty, in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Yeah, you should pay for desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm. This guy is guilty as sin. I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll. But what? Come on, people, let me hear you scream and shout. Time to take this lawyer trash out. Yeah, they're back on the exterminate, annihilate thing. Phoenix is going through it right now. The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Understand its motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it, he said? We know that Mr. Roll was the thief, and that he had gotten his hands on the box. So then why? Oh, did he find... Why in the world did he ask Albie that question? Okay. Roll didn't steal the orb. The treasure that was actually in the box. He had the box. Because he probably found that it was empty. And had been broken open. So that's why he asked Albie if he stole it. Probably because he'd seen him, like, sneak into the room before. So he just assumed, like, because Albie was he'd seen Albie go into the treasure room, and assumed he might have been the one that stole it. I wonder what the treasure box would have prompted him to... Yep, yeah, I think Phoenix just got it. Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. Like, Pokunka, man, what you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty? Hold off on your ruling for just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your wife now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. A misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Very well. Let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time. This is your last chance, Defense. The second I find it really is nothing but nonsense. No amount of begging will stay my hand. Understand? Yes, Your Majesty. We all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs. Now then, Defense, what is this misconception you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that... it was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into Albie on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Oh, sorry. I just cracked my jaw. Did you steal it, he said? Also recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Albie the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, Your Majesty. Not once you realize that by the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon? Mr. Roll suspected that Albie had gotten into it first, which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. It was already open. Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty. Oh, I see. Yes, I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. But what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Understandin'? My point is this. It gave Mr. Understandin' a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Understandin', keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered that the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed. Because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever. I'm sorry, this picture keeps making me laugh. But that's absurd! Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke. So then, what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before this incident occurred, by Mr. Peace Lovin' Understandin' himself. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Mr. Understandin'? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges the defense is grasping. The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Understandin' holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure? As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. I'm not ready to give my verdict yet. What? The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Yes, finally, a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Understandin', would you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claims? Okay, that's a wonderful statement. This is all bull! My noggin's a rage cage and is ready to explode, baby! Instructor, please calm yourself. I'm not gonna take it. Oh, I ain't gonna. Beautifully watched over that treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag. Well, you didn't have to be that mean. You better believe I got something to say. Open up your ear holes, sheeple, let's rock! Yeah, death to the lion warrior. Yep, we've done the song and dance before. I really need this to end soon. I've been here for far too long. Steal the Founder's Orb? Me? I did it? This lion lawyer's insults know no limit. All this time, I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother. Easy to see. Hands unclean, the accused did the deed. Forced the box open, no key did he need. Lion lawyer, condemn him to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell. Lovely. Alright, we've now heard from both sides. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused, as the witness claims, or Mr. Understandin' Defense. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Majesty. If you are unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, the DC Act will come into play, and both you and the accused will lose your lives. You don't even have, like, an age limit on the death penalty here? Because this kid is 9 years old. I'm pretty sure even most places that use the death penalty wouldn't allow it on a 9-year-old. I understand. Life or death, it all comes down to this. Mr. Wright. Don't worry, Albie. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be right. Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win this for... And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya. Together. It's a deal. I can't let Albie down. I have to win this trial. Somehow I have to prove that only Understanding could have stolen the treasure. Do your worst, lawyer trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear in this mortal coil. Okay. Well, first, I have to get through the slog that is the game nut. Can I change that? Is that something I can change in the text skip? I think that should do it. Okay, yeah, okay. That's exactly what I needed. There's not much chance. Thing is, even though lives on the line, I feel strangely calm. It's because I know as a lawyer I just have to do what I do best. All I have to do is believe in my clients and Albie's innocence. Do I press? Let's try pressing. Could give me something to work with. But the argument that the orb was already gone before the murder fits all the facts. It's no use even talking to you. Why didn't I give him a Boston accent on that? What's your proof that I stole the orb? Huh, lawyer trash? He's right. I don't have any proof yet, but I'll find some. Your sacred duty, huh? The problem with that is I don't think you really are a true believer. Why, you... How dare you question my faith? It's downright insulting. I'm not trying to insult you, but I can't suspend logic either. You wormed your way into the temple with the intent of stealing the treasure, didn't you? I've had all the insults I can take out of you, lawyer trash. But you're the only one who can open the treasure box. You just keep on arguing the same old lie. I sing the truth, hear my battle cry. Yeah, whatever, man. The defendant didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it, isn't that right? Come on. You just saw it for yourself, didn't you? The lock was busted on account of the box being forced open. Oh, yeah. Well, there's your proof right there. Ugh, score 1 for the metalhead. Look, if the accused really didn't try to force his way into the box, then how do you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open for you earlier? How do I explain why the box wouldn't unlock earlier? Maybe there's a different way to open it? Different key? Different key? Because even the Magatama key wouldn't open it. I'd like to suggest that a different key is required to open it. A different key? To open the box? As we saw earlier, the box wouldn't open with Mr. Understanding's key. Which means that a different key, the true key, must exist. Are you kidding me? Of course not. You can't prove that it doesn't exist. Just calm down a second and think about it, lawyer man. Why in the world would I bring a fake key here with me? Why, you ask? Well, because... Well, I guess you got me there. Looks like that babbling brook you call a mouth has dried up at the source, defense. Darn, I messed that one up. Hang on, so if I go back, press again, and then I have to just get back to the... Whoop! Almost pressed the wrong thing again. Different way to open it. There's a different way to open the box. Huh? What are you talking about? There's a secret trick to opening it to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right? Are you for real? You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man. Ah, so you're one of those tourists. Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you come expecting magic and mystery around every corner? I'll have you know, defense, the kingdom of Khura'in is not some sort of fantasy funland. Ugh. It's true I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion, and yet... Oh yeah, I feel another song coming on. A little number about a crazy warrior with wild, fantastic ideas. The real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional, man, there ain't no other way. Ah, new verse. Please do add it to your testimony, Mr. Understanding. Okay. Is there really... Can I present the box itself? Objection! No, that didn't work. Okay, then... press on everything for the sake of it. I'm not the one who will be going to jail, Mr. Understanding. You are. You think so, huh? Hey, what do you think, people? It's not just me this lawyer's putting down. He's insulting Koreanism and the Koreanese people, too. And if he thinks he can get away with that, he's got another thing coming, right, people? What do I do from here? My brain is fried. I've really been at this for too long. This is gonna be the longest video ever on my channel. Hehehe. That's right. Disrespectful lawyers deserve to be removed post-haste. Yikes. The gallery's getting really whipped up over this. You're going to jail. You, not me. If you don't believe me, just wait and see. It's too late. No forgiveness for you. Not for me, the judge, or her holiness, too. You'll rue the day you set foot in this court. To the gallows lawyer, you will report. I can't seem to find an inconsistency in his testimony. Come on, Phoenix, I can't give up now. I just have to keep chipping away at him. If I can't find a contradiction, then I'll keep pressing him. I'm going to find something as long as I just keep at it. I've pressed everything except the new statement. Delusional, am I? We'll see about that. Odd ideas, that's called delusion. Makes the lawyer drown in a confusion. Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality. Let's hear it. What'll it be for the sinner's flight of fancy? Nothing, because I'm not the delusional one. I just know there's gonna be some secret trick to opening the treasure box. Oh, really? And where exactly is the secret hidden? Hidden in... I guess it would be the box itself? Because... the treasure box. Yeah? And where on the box is the secret exactly? Well, it's... I hadn't thought that far ahead. It's the carvings. There's definitely something going on there. Are you sure? You're sounding a little desperate, Defense. Desperate? Not at all, Your Majesty. The carvings the accused snuck in to see, even though it's forbidden, I might add. Witness, can you tell us anything about these carvings on the box? Of course. As head monk, I know all about them. The carvings depict a Koreanese butterfly as it carries a soul to the Twilight Realm. They were made in around the 7th century. I see. Could you please add that information to your testimony? Fine. Listen up, boy, trash. Koreanese butterfly from the 7th century carries the Mitama so elementary. Yeah. Okay. It's probably easy to tell I'm getting very tired of this at this point. I should have stopped recording sooner. Do I just press again? I believe this butterfly design conceals some sort of secret. Oh yeah? Why don't you check it out for yourself, then? Huh? What's with the smug look on his face? I think I'll do just that, Your Majesty, if I could. Nothing unusual here. Well, Defense, what have you discovered? I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything, Your Majesty. Here, I'll return it now. I told you! Didn't I tell you? Ugh. And then in that case, there must be some secret trick to the key. Haha, now you're suspicious of the key, are ya? There's just no reasoning with this man. The accused forced the lock open. There's no other explanation. That's right. He desecrated the box by opening it without using this Mitama key. Wait, what did he just say? I'll sing it as many times as I have to get it through your thick lawyer skull. Didn't you go with the Magatama key before? Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. Okay, well, yeah, he just gave us an easy way out. For the forgetful Defense's sake, could you please add that to your testimony? Oh, so you like this little number better, do you? Let's see. Should I have him swap in this statement? Yeah, have him change it. I believe this witness just sang a very important statement. How do I get switched into his testimony? Very well. Witness, if you would. If I have to. Carve it into your brain, warrior man. And now, I can present Magatama key. Just a minute, Mr. Brandon. You just called your key the Mitama key, didn't you? Ah! But didn't you originally say it's called the Magatama key? Oh. The Mitama key? What's that? I don't know, Your Majesty. But apparently, crucial question. What? What's the big deal? So I said the wrong thing, so what? Simple slip of the tongue. An A for effort, Mr. Wright, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. A small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument. What say you, defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by understanding's reaction, I'd say it's everything my argument needs. Yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. He is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitama key. And I believe this discrepancy holds great significance for the defense. No, man, just a meaningless mistake, insignificant. You're riding the crazy train of nowhere, lawyer man. Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense. To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I am eager to find out. What? Defense, you explain yourself like your life literally depends on it. Because it does. Now then, is the name of the key an important detail? Yes, it's an absolutely important detail. I think. Because the Mitama key is connected to the Founder's orb. I see. Very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds on which you are basing this claim. The grounds, Your Majesty? You can, of course, show grounds, can you not, defense? Of course. What else can I say? I have to come up with something, anything, even if it's just a bluff. The Mitama key, Mitama... There has to be something somewhere that ties Mitama and that orb together. Don't keep me waiting, defense. What evidence shows a connection between the Mitama key and the Founder's orb? I knew the Song of Ceremony would have to come in handy sometime. What's that? The Song of Ceremony? All this time, the answer was right there in front of me. It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells of the treasure to the founder of Cryanism. But within its lyrics is the secret behind how to really open the treasure box. Oh, holy mother! I'd have to split this into, like, 2 different videos, because this is getting really long, and I don't really want to upload such a long video. But how can that be, defense? The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Mitama here refers to the Mitama key. Well, yes, it is the same word, but that doesn't mean... We've been calling this key the Magatama key, and that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Magatama design on it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it. I suppose you know the right way? I do, Your Majesty. To use the key properly, you have to first... Let me check this, court record real quick. Details. The butterfly embraces the Mitama. Vertically. Yeah, I see it. Okay. Vertically. If we turn the Magatama shape upside down like this... Well, that's rotating it, not flipping it, but whatever. It becomes the Kurayani symbol of the soul. In other words, a Mitama. Oh my, you're absolutely right. But now what? What do you do with it? It's too big to fit into the lock that way. Oh, hehehe. I knew he was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade, after all. There must be some other place this key fits, but where? Let's see, what were the words of the Song of Ceremony again? When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. One moment. Had to drink more water, I apologize. I'm glad I have a cup of water with me. I would be dead if I didn't. Where should the Mitama... it is... right here. Sorry. I pressed R when I should have pressed space. Oh nice, you get a little cutscene for it. Yep, there it is. My goodness! The treasure box! It really opened! No way, man! What? No! And that, ladies and gentlemen, real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it won't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy. Then what you're saying is, neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They therefore had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Mitama key. Peace, love, and understanding. Yeah! But I'm not done yet. Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. Roll's body was the very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so, there can be only one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understanding. You're the one who killed Mr. Roll. Oh, and he's about to make himself deaf. One last shred before he goes to jail. He's really going at it. Man, he's drawn this out. Oh. Well. That's a little dramatic, don't you think? Yeah, Greg. Huh? Okay. Well, I'd like to... I think this is, another case closed for Mr. Phoenix Wright. Curse him. It's all his fault. Why'd he have to try and steal the treasure? With that box. On my way to the storeroom after the morning dance. It's his fault I had to cause that blackout and clock him good. I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. My position as head monk, who knows what else they'd do to me. I couldn't let... I had to stop him. Okay, so he did not steal the orb. But he was trying to, like, protect himself because he would have been accused, because it was his job to guard the box, but the box was empty, and he would have gotten in serious trouble. What a shocking development. I could scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago. No, my perfect, unblemished record destroyed. The incredible pain ruined. No! I'm sure you'll get over it. Just move to another country. The little shine on his bald head. That's funny. Did the lawyer really win? I can't believe it. No way. This can't be happening. Peace. I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused, I'll be your guide, not guilty. Hell yeah. Oh. What's this? What is this? Has anyone seen this before? Why is no one questioning this? Are we're cool? With these butterfly? Okay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Is that like the equivalent of the confetti from the other games? Still quite a commotion. People from the gallery show no sign of clearing out. Can't believe it. Not guilty. I'm still in shock. Can you believe that guy? I can feel everybody's eyes on me. This can't be happening. It's impossible. Oh, Holy Mother, preserve us. I've never been in a defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable. Mr. Wright! Oh, Albie. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for me. I'm just glad it turned out okay. It was touch and go there for a while. I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albie. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. But how did it ever get this way in the first place?
Allow me to explain. At least I wish I could explain, but I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on her benevolence's insights.
Right, Rafa, the royal priestess.
You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality.
For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence's divine seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions.
Mr. Wright! Shh!
Huh?
Don't say that so loud! People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested.
A rebel?
That's right. One of those people going against our queen in the court system. They call themselves the Defiant Dragons. And they're led by a scary guy named Dirk.
I've heard that name before.
They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes.
Dirk. I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name.
The things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say, but you're not scary like that Dirk guy.
Pardon the intrusion. Oh, you. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you. Flight, is it? Right, sir. Phoenix Wright. And you are... I'm the Khura'inese minister. Inga Karkul Khura'in. Inga Karkul Khura'in. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching that three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow, Minister of Justice. So he's in charge of the entire court system. Defense Culpability Act and all.
Mr. Inga, how are you, sir?
Run along, Mini-Monk. Grown-ups are talking to you. One moment. I have a text I need to check. Just give me 1 second. Apologies for the pause.
Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir.
May I help you with something? Just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh. Well then. He's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief. A repeat offender, see. Had my men look into it and they found all the booty he pilfered right there in his digs.
But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll, why?
Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook.
A mook? How can you say that?
Guess that kind of sob story gets you common folk all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, another thing. I had my men check out that understanding fella, too. He wasn't the one with the sticky fingers. It's the insurgents.
What?
They put the squeeze in our Ed Monk, apparently. So we gave up the Founder's Orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, say, White. That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot. Catch my drift? Oh, well, Yikes, I'm in for it now. But thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash, and let it slide this time. All I did was defend the accused. You'd do best to read between the lines here, chump. You're standing on thin ice, you get my drift? Even a dirty, no-good Nick Punk knows how to cash in his chips before the house steps in. Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on. Okay. I like the little animation of, like, the dust and the sunlight. That's pretty cool.
Yikes, he was kind of scary, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about. Such as when we can continue the sightseeing tour.
Tour? Oh, anytime, sir. We still have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see, and all kinds of local foods to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area and the waterfalls used for training. And I haven't shown you the breathtaking mountain view from the Plaza of Devotion yet in this place where the Dango have reached the grave of the time.
Alright. Slow down, Albie. There's plenty of time.
And when we're done with all of that, we can go see Miss Maya together.
Yeah, you bet. Maya. I wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. Oh, I'm sure she's doing great. Is that... Oh, okay. Here's
So,
something.
how about that not guilty, jerk?
I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
Okay, so this is the revolution leader. Nice. There we go. We completed it. Thank God. That took forever. Yes. Save game data. Save in the slide. Yes. Alright, and with that, I will make my exit. Because I have recorded for far too long. This will probably end up being split into 2 separate videos, which may be a bit awkward because, you know, there's no clean transition, but it'll be fine. I'll figure it out. Thank you for joining me. I will see you again later. I'm looking forward to playing this game. I know it's not a very popular game in the Ace Attorney series, but I will play it nonetheless. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. Can't wait to see Maya again, because I love her. I will be happy to see her once more. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you look forward to the next one. Bye-bye.